Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today I've got a special guest with me. I've got Jamie here, and he is gonna help us make double chocolate chunk cookies. I am really looking forward to these. Do you like chocolate cookies?
You said double chocolate out here.
So we wanna start by whipping up our butter and our sugars in our mixing bowl. So why don't you go ahead and put that in?
That?
Yeah. And this is softened, unsalted butter.
I can't just jam it in straight from the fridge.
No. So I've softened it by I pulled it out of the fridge for a while and the sugar.
Sugar. And that's brown sugar.
And that's brown sugar, yeah. And then we've got our white sugar goes in.
So low calorie.
It's very low calorie. This is what makes it taste so good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna turn that on and we're gonna mix it up.
And I don't just jam it to 10.
No. So that's all mixed. We want to crack our eggs. And I like cracking my eggs in a separate bowl, just so that if any shells or if the egg is turned or something, then we're not going to wreck the whole rest of the recipe.
Good at getting shell in the bowl.
There we go. So there's one. And here, I'll pour that in.
That's a good idea.
And then we got the second one. Look at that. Perfect both times. Good job. And then you also want to put in the vanilla at this point. If you're looking for making vanilla, you can check out the link in the description below. So we're going to turn that on and mix that up. So I'm going to have you scrape down the sides of the bowl. And while you're scraping down the sides of the bowl, I'm going to pour my flour, and today I'm using Frankie's gluten-free all-purpose flour, of course, because it's the best gluten-free all-purpose flour that I've found out there. I love it because it works cup for cup with virtually any recipe out there.
And that's cup for cup for a gluten flour recipe?
That's right, cup for cup with a gluten flour recipe. And so to this flour, I'm going to add my baking soda, and my salt, and my cocoa. So that's the first part of chocolate.
What's going in there?
And well, we're going to stir that up with the large spoon there. Yeah. And the reason you mix it in a separate bowl is just so that you don't get a big glob of salt or baking powder or soda in there. And it's going to be evenly distributed amongst the wet ingredients. And that looks
so you
pretty
don't have
good.
big lumps of flour like in my gravy.
Yes, exactly. No, your gravy's lovely. Okay, so that's going to go right into the mixer. You may consider dropping the arm down just so that you have a bit more room. There we go. And then that gets mixed up until it's well combined. Perfect, that looks really good. So finally we have our chocolate chips. So they just go in and we give it a really light mix.
So not 10.
Not 10. Maybe a count of 10, but that's about it. And that's it. That's your cookie dough. So I've got parchment paper lined cookie sheets here. And we can drop the arm down. And we're going to clean off we're going to clean off the paddle. There, we'll pull that whole thing out. Make it easier for you. Oh, it smells so good.
It smells like chocolate. That's what I came for.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm just going to scrape it down the sides real quick. Make sure we've got everything mixed in there. It looks really good, though, from this angle. Okay. And now we're going to just take a spoon, and we're going to drop them by the teaspoon size down onto the cookie sheet. So there's some for you, and I'm going to grab some teaspoons, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop some on the cookie sheet, and, well, we'll go to the next stage in a moment. These look really good, so we've got them dropped on the pan, and we're going to bake these in a preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
175 Celsius.
For 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. These look so good. I love the smell in the house right now. Your first impressions?
I want to eat one.
Yeah. They look really
I wanna
good.
eat one.
Well, let's first look at they're nicely cooked on the bottom, really nice. They're soft in the middle. I mean, they're still a little bit warm, but they smell really good. Why don't you pick a cookie that you want to try?
Big one.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's give this a try. I really like the crispy edge and the soft chewiness in the middle. I don't find them overly sweet because it just has that little bit of brown and a little bit of white sugar. But it's good.
I like the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of chocolate.
There's a lot of chocolate in it. I was a little worried because I modified a recipe a little bit that the cocoa powder would have made it a little bit bitter because cocoa powder can make things a bit bitter. But no, they're yeah. I would love to read your comments below. Let me know what you think of this cookie recipe. Thanks for watching, and thank you for enjoying the cookie.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.